This tornado warning continues over the next little bit until 7:45 p.m. as this possible tornado moves north with the strongest thunderstorm that we have in our area at this moment. So that's the deal with our tornado warning going on right now in southeastern Mobile County. I'm going to switch the picture a little bit. We're going to zoom out, kind of give some context for those that are joining us right now on air, let you know what's going on elsewhere with our severe weather threat for today, this evening and tonight. So here's the big picture. And right now you see, if you're in northwest Florida, Escambia County, Alabama, Conecuh, Monroe, Clark, Washington, and all of our Mississippi counties, right now your weather is quiet. Most of Baldwin County, your weather is quiet at this moment. We will be watching any of the little showers that are developing if they could organize and become something stronger like a severe thunderstorm. But our main focus right now is in southern Mobile County, where you see this thunderstorm right here. We do have a tornado warning that has been issued. So if you're along the eastern shore, you're getting some rain right now, also some lightning. The eastern shore of Mobile Bay, this is not associated with the tornado warning. If you're in Fairhope, Montrose, Daphne, this is not associated with the tornado warning. The tornado warning is off to your south and off to your west there. That's on the western side of Mobile Bay. If you're along the eastern shore, heavy rain happening right now. We have an update to the tornado warning. Once again, our tornado warning, the reason we are here right now live on Fox 10 News giving you the updates is because we have tornado warning that's been issued for far southeastern Mobile County, including the communities of Alabama Port. Here, you see this little small area where we have red and green that is right next to each other here. It is possible, and this is a little bit of a noisy picture, but it's possible that any of these little areas that we see that develop in this overall circulation could be a brief, short-lived tornado. That is why we are encouraging you to go ahead and seek shelter if you are in Alabama Port, the Heron Bay community near Heron Loop Road. Again, this is a very slow-moving storm right now. The actual circulation is relatively slow-moving, so we're kind of able to sit on this for a little while. Bellingrath Road, 188 again, and then 193 right along the western shore of Mobile Bay. This map that's showing right now is the highlighted area for where the storm is going. Zerlot Road, Bellingrath Road right here, Deschamps, Rock Road, the far eastern end of Rock Road once you get to Bellingrath Road as well. Some of the places that are included in where this warning has been issued. So that's the deal right now with our tornado warning that is for far south, southern, and eastern Mobile County. The tornado warning does not include Dauphin Island, by the way. We have some rough conditions going on in Dauphin Island right now. We've been checking in on our live camera where we've had some very, very windy conditions out there as we get a new scan in here. And check out the new scan real quick. But you can see that we have strong winds going on. See all these bright red colors, strong winds going on in far southeastern Mobile County. And we're looking at this broad rotation here, which now looks to be maybe have shifted more over the bay here. Still with that in mind, we have to kind of honor the polygon here, Alabama Port, with some of the heaviest conditions right now. We want you to be in an interior room. Let's look at our Dauphin Island camera behind me here. You can see the frequent lightning happening there, along with very frequent lightning, and we've been tracking some gusty winds there as well with some of the flags. We can see that happening. Looks like some wind in the trees there as well. An impressive shot there. Actually, could we see that Dauphin Island camera full? I would like to actually see what's going on because it does look like we can see some kind of structure there on the Dauphin Island camera. I'm trying to figure out where that's pointed as well. It does look like, I kind of have to see a bigger picture of that. There we go. It looks like that is pointed off to the north in direction of the storm. So this is great. We have a view right now of the storm from our Dauphin Island camera. Again, the actual rotation located kind of just offshore there off the western shore of Mobile Bay near Alabama Port. And you can see the frequent lightning happening with this thing. This is the area of the thunderstorm that we're watching for rotation. It is why we are on for the tornado warning that has been issued. It almost looks like you see a lowering there. That might just be some structure around the overall thunderstorm, but still a spooky looking thunderstorm there, and definitely a dangerous thunderstorm producing very strong winds and extremely frequent lightning right now in southeastern Mobile County. So that is the deal once again. I'm going to keep an eye on that camera over the next little bit here. Southeastern Mobile County, once again, Alabama Port, just to the east of Coden. If you're in Coden right now, you're kind of on the edge of this warning. I want you to go ahead, be in an interior room just to be safe. but you are on the edge of the warning. You're kind of on the edge of the worst conditions right now. You're probably getting a lot of lightning. It's Alabama Port that we're focusing on right now, 193, just north of the Dauphin Island Bridge. Right now, this camera is on the east end of Dauphin Island, looking off to the north and maybe kind of north-northwest there, giving us a really good picture of what's going on. This very, very strong thunderstorm kind of located over the bay and along the western shore of the bay as well. This thing is going to be moving off to the north of the next little bit here. Once again, we're here. We're live with our tornado warning that has been issued. This will continue until 7:45 here, so quite a while to go with this tornado warning. A slow-moving storm producing a prolific amount of lightning right now along the western shore of Mobile Bay. Also, very gusty winds happening now near Alabama Port. Looking off to the north and switching to reflectivity. Going to try to check in on things now. As you can see, we're still looking at our live camera. This is our live camera located on Dauphin Island. That looks rather interesting. Can we take that full real quick? It looks like we are, because we have so much frequent lightning here, we are actually able to see some storm structure. And you can actually see these very scary looking clouds that you see, these kind of lowerings there. We have a rotating storm now over the western part of the bay, and you can see some very interesting clouds and also the very heavy rain that is going on there. It just looks like some low-hanging clouds there, not really anything. I'm not seeing any motion with that there from a Dauphin Island camera. Again, this is on the east end of Dauphin Island looking north. But again, our main impact zone right now is in southeastern Mobile County, near Alabama Port, near that Dauphin Island Bridge, the north end of Dauphin Island Bridge. That is where we have the worst of the weather right now in our possible tornado. I will mention that this storm is rather large, and we have some rough conditions going on with the frequent lightning that you see there in that picture across places like Bayou La Battery, all the way up to Hollinger's Island, all the way up to Interstate 10 in Mobile County, places like Irvington. Grand Bay, you're dry right now, but the storm is just off to your east there. Also in the middle of the bay, Middle Bay Lighthouse, seeing some of the rain there as well. So you can see that look from Mobile Bay there, just off to the north. You do see what's going on there with our heavy rain falling, with our rotating thunderstorm that has prompted a tornado warning. And this tornado warning does continue over the next little bit. Just to let you know who's in, who's out at this point. If you are in Code N, you have been trimmed out of the warning. Bellingrath Road has actually been trimmed out of the warning as well. I want to say that clearly. Bellingrath Road itself, Fowl River, has been trimmed out of the warning. Then we look off to the north along 193 Smithport, Dauphin Island Parkway here. The northern end of Dauphin Island Parkway is not in the warning as well. This is a very limited warning along the western shore of Mobile Bay. As you can see, 193 points south to get you some of the roads that are still included in this. Some of those local roads. Dale Shamps Road points south. Day Springs Road points south as well, all the way down to the intersection of Alabama Port and Alabama 193, 188 there. That is kind of our main focus area. Look at this on the new scan, some very heavy wind going on there in this area. But right now, at this very moment, it does not look like we have an imminent tornado threat with this thing. We're going to stay with you on air, of course, until this warning expires. Going to check out on a couple of things. I'm going to leave this radar picture up again. If you are in along 193, the western shore of Mobile Bay, we want you to be in an interior room because you are in that tornado warning. You have some strong winds going on right now, along with frequent lightning, just not good conditions to be next to a window. You want to be inside an interior room. That is the best thing to do during a tornado warning, even though the circulation is broad and mostly moving over the bay at this moment. Answering some of the questions about the difference between a watch and a warning. Right now, we have a tornado warning that has been issued for Mobile County. We had on radar reason to believe that there was strong enough circulation to produce a tornado and that threat was imminent. Therefore, the National Weather Service decided to issue a tornado warning. Now that warning has been expired. And now the severe thunderstorm warning has expired as well. But the difference between that and the watch, we do have a watch that's out for the entire area right now. That means that you need to keep an eye out for the overall conditions. Nothing is imminent, but to keep an eye on the conditions. Meanwhile, the warning itself was issued for this as there was an imminent threat for the tornado, possible tornado, as it moved near the Dauphin Island, northern end of the Dauphin Island Bridge. So we have no warning active right now. At this moment, we're going to get off of air. We're going to continue our live stream on Facebook just to keep you updated. I want to quickly mention before we go out that we will be watching Baldwin County for the possibility of this storm moving into Baldwin County later on and possibly creating some rough conditions as well on the eastern shore. We're going to be live on Facebook really shortly, and we'll get you updates on that. But for now, right here, FOX10 STORMtracker Center, I'm meteorologist Nicholas Herboso.
If you're just joining us for the first time, we want to get you up to speed on what's happening. If you're rejoining us from some of our tornado warning coverage earlier that Nicholas was leading on, this is not a tornado situation right now, but it could become one. We have a very impressive storm right now over Mobile Bay, and it's moving up the bay right now. Here's a look at it, and Nicholas is on the radar right now. He's got a good handle on what's going on with this, and I do too. We're just going to continue to monitor it as it starts to fill in around Baldwin County. This is a really strong thunderstorm. It is a severe thunderstorm. It is a very large thunderstorm. There are a lot of elements to it. We've got a ton of lightning, mainly out over the bay. However, some of this frequent lightning is spreading in around Weeks Bay, Mullet Point, Point Clear, and up towards Fairhope and to the east of Fairhope here. We're under a severe thunderstorm warning until 8:30, and this is for the potential of winds up to about 60 miles per hour and small hail. We may see some penny-sized hail out of this storm. This is a very large mid-level circulation. It is not creating a surface circulation, so we're not under a tornado warning at this time. It is the same cell that prompted a tornado warning for about 15 to 20 minutes here over Heron Bay. That's over with now as far as the tornado threat. And what we're seeing here is there is a bowing out of the wind here on the southern flank of this thunderstorm. That wind has not quite made it to Mullet Point yet, but it's moving in very quickly. And the forward speed on this thing, it's moving east at 25 miles an hour. So this is moving this way, maybe a little north of due east. It's going to come across the bay and fill in, and it'll be coming ashore somewhere between Bon Secours River, definitely Weeks Bay, Mullet Point, and Point Clear, and it's going to continue tracking on off through southern Baldwin County. We've got team coverage right now here on Fox 10 News. We're going to keep that going into the overnight hours tonight. We have a tremendous severe weather threat in our area tonight. Nick is putting up a storm track right there. And Nick, let's talk about, tell the folks a little bit about some of the communities that are about to be impacted by this impressive thunderstorm.
Yeah, we were mentioning it earlier when we were live for our tornado warning. There was a tornado warning earlier, of course, issued for the far southeastern portion of Mobile County. We had some rotation there. The rotation became more broad. The wind pushed out. And now we have a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for southern Baldwin County. I have the track up that shows where this thing is going. And you can see the Barnwell community. So just there off the eastern shore there, just south of Fairhope. That time, 7:53 about. Then, if this thing continues to hold together within the severe thunderstorm warning, Summerdale 8:16, Robertsdale 8:08, 8:22 in Foley, and then eventually 8:34 in Alberta. In fact, I think what we'll do right now, we're going to kind of work our way down the eastern shore. We're going to start here up near Spanish Fort and Interstate 10 and kind of work our way down, kind of talk about what's going on. So in Spanish Fort right now, we have heavy rain that is falling. Also in Malbus, Spanish Fort High School, all the way up the highway there, just north of Interstate 10, Highway 225. You're seeing some heavy rain there, but that is not the severe part of the storm, according to the warning. If you're in Lake Forest right now, you're dealing with heavy rain, possibly some lightning, some gusty winds. Bell Forest and Daphne along County Road 64, some heavy rain falling. This is outside of the severe thunderstorm warning, however. Heading down County Road 13 near Montrose, 98, getting towards Greeno Road, 181 as well. Once you get to 104, heavy rain is falling. Downtown Fairhope technically included in the severe thunderstorm warning. You can actually see the polygon right here. That is the edge, the northern edge of the polygon there. This is skirting portions of southern Fairhope. The high school is located right here. This is County Road 32, County Road 13. That's Point Clear. As you can see that we have some very heavy rain falling as indicated in the red there, and also some very gusty winds. If you're in Barnwell, down Highway 1, as you get all the way down to the mouth of Weeks Bay, we have some very, very heavy rain that is falling. And also, when I turn on the velocity velocity, that is some very strong wind getting picked up as well on the velocity. I'll actually query this so you can see what numbers we're talking about. 61 miles per hour, 62 miles per hour. Where is that located? Just along 98 there, south of 32. Turkey Branch. This is the end of 181 there, that southern end of 181. There's a couple communities here near Turkey Branch. That is Turkey Drive, Pecan Drive, some of the places that are seeing some of the heaviest rain and heaviest wind at this point. Saddlebrook, Dominion, right now, that community there, just south of 98 along Weeks Bay, seeing some of the heaviest wind right now. And Jason, the rotation is really broad at this point, not worried about that. This really does look like a severe wind situation with some very heavy wind rolling into that part of Baldwin County.
Yeah, straight line winds is definitely a big concern with this cell as it's moving to the east and coming ashore here along the eastern side of Baldwin County and Mobile Bay. And this could potentially be an issue further up the bay as well. But it looks like the strongest wind part of it is where you have that bowing out segment showing up on the velocity product. So there are different ways that we can see what's going on with a thunderstorm. And traditional radar only gave us reflectivity, which is the way you're used to looking at it. And with reflectivity, we can see just how much rain is coming out of a storm and how heavy that rainfall rate would be. This is a little different. This is a velocity product, and so it tells us if those rain particles are going towards the radar or away from the radar. And when we see real strong inbound velocities or outbound velocities, it can show us the potential for a lot of wind. And looking at it here, very, very heavy winds going on, easily up around 60 miles per hour. There's also another layer to this, and we have the overlay of the lightning strikes, and these are all lightning strikes that are within the last 15 minutes, and you can see them there. So the lightning concentration is super high all along Fish River, all along Highway 98, all around Point Clear, Grand Hotel area, and up to Fairhope, and that is spreading to the east, so it's tracking towards Highway 59. Robertsdale, Summerdale, Foley, you were in this severe thunderstorm as well. And this is reflectivity. So Nicholas just switched from the velocity to the actual reflectivity. And of course, in addition to being able to track this and follow this here on your live stream, we also encourage you, if you don't have it, to download our FOX10 weather app. It's free and it provides severe weather alerts. It also gives us an idea. We'll have video updates of what's going on there, and you have radar, so you can track along with us at home. Now, this is not a tornado warning situation, but it is a severe thunderstorm warning situation. We've got some really heavy rain in the upper portion of Mobile Bay up to Fairhope and Daphne. We've got some live cameras. Looks like we're at Fairhope Pier there. That's right. So, yeah, Fairhope Pier. Look at the lightning strikes right there, Nicholas.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, when I was live earlier, we briefly pulled up the Dauphin Island camera, and the lightning was absolutely prolific. And now it looks like the main core of lightning is just south of this camera. This camera's at the Fairhope Pier. Looks like the main core lightning is just south of this camera, but goodness, it is a lot of lightning at this time. I honestly probably would not want to be that person that's sitting there in their car at the pier. That would be a rough ride right now with some heavy rain and lots of lightning.
Yeah, one car out there. I don't think anybody's getting any fishing done tonight. Here, let's take a look at it on reflectivity. We'll switch back to it. And so this thunderstorm, the rain right now in Fairhope is really off the charts heavy. And a lot of spots saw 4 to 5 inches of rain in our area last night. The soil is saturated. So as we continue to see these thunderstorms, there will be a heightened risk of some localized flooding going on in our area tonight. We have the potential for winds up around 60 miles per hour with this thunderstorm, and also abundant lightning strikes that are occurring. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning. We're not seeing a tornado warning here, but I want to show you what's happening back off to the west, because this is not the main event. We're getting a really horrible thunderstorm over Mobile County and Baldwin County right now. But look at the squall line to the west, and it looks like there are tornado warnings up from the far eastern parishes of Louisiana all the way up the line to about Forest and Lake Mississippi. So this is going to be a little bit to the east of Jackson. Also going to include some of the communities between Hattiesburg and Jackson, like Collins, Looks like a tornado warning for the Collins area right now on Highway 49. So yeah, Columbia, Mississippi, up towards about Collins there, and really all along this line there are all these little bends and bows and kinks in the line, and so the National Weather Service is just warning basically for the whole line as one big giant tornado warning. This is moving to the east, and it's going to move into our area later tonight. What we're seeing right now would be just an initial round of thunderstorms that's moving into the area. And so with the atmosphere being primed and that line approaching, we are under a tornado watch. Now, a tornado watch does not mean we're having a tornado right now. It just means that conditions are favorable for tornadoes. It's not a good. And this is the part of it with the most extreme winds right now. We just had an update from one of our spotters there that we've got some very low-hanging clouds around the Fairhope soccer complex, and so that's going to be close to, I believe the soccer complex is the one that's different than the one that's actually located at OWA, correct, yes, Nicholas?
That soccer complex is behind the high school. Sorry, I lost my
right back in here.
So this is where the soccer complex, that's an interesting place to be seeing rotation. There's the high school right here.
Yeah, it's probably not rotating there, but it is probably a low-hanging cloud.
Yes.
And this is a terrible thunderstorm. I mean, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for Baldwin County right now. It's not an ideal scenario. There's probably some rotation right there, but at this point, we're not under a tornado warning for that location.
Yeah, I mean, that would be extremely broad rotation.
Right.
There. But I could see why somebody would be seeing low-hanging clouds like that. I also understand, I mean, that the lightning right now is just prolific there.
So it's easy to see those clouds,
yes.
right?
In fact, we were looking earlier when we were looking at some of the thunderstorms from Dauphin Island. I mean, my goodness, it looks spooky. You saw lowering, but it's just the creepy looking clouds that we see because it's a strong thunderstorm. That's just always how it is. But yeah, there is some broad rotation here. Our main concern, of course, is the severe thunderstorm warning and the damaging winds. So who's next in line for this? Let's kind of get going here. This severe thunderstorm warning, let me get the information again. It continues until 8:30. They have the tornado possible tag on it now as well. I think that's a good call by the Weather Service just in case something does spin up. This pushes off to the east. Our main impact for winds, it looks like Highway 59, Robertsdale, Summerdale. It's happening pretty soon. Storm motion here. This is again east at 25. So we're going to draw a track here in a second and get this going. See, this will be a 30-minute track, so it'll be a little more detailed. I'll kind of lead that a little bit over Loxley.
There you go.
And we'll do kind of northeast there. Got a lot on the screen here, but this is the main timing. Along Fish River right now, the main edge is getting on Fish River at this very moment there. Robertsdale, Summerdale. Right now, if you're in Silver Hill, you're starting to get some of the heavy rain, probably some gusty winds as well. Robertsdale, 812, Summerdale, anywhere between 812 and 820, and Summerdale, folks along 59 there in particular, kind of off the intersection of 32. Looking at that signature on radar, that might be a bit of a punch right now with some of those stronger winds. So just be ready for that. Eventually getting east of 59, Elsinore by around 8:32 p.m. And that is kind of the main batch there with this severe thunderstorm. So that's kind of the timing there as this rolls through Baldwin County. Again, Baldwin County is our focus right now. Pensacola, we have some light rain, but there's nothing going on right now. The immediate concern, your concern, of course, will be the squall line later tonight. This one particular supercell, though, Jason, just happens to be kind of the big one that is causing all the trouble here this evening. We expected scattered showers and thunderstorms ahead of this, but it looks like one just decided to take over.
Yeah, it's
suck up the environment.
One monster supercell thunderstorm that's going on in Baldwin County, and we saw this starting to materialize a little more than an hour ago over the Gulf of Mexico. It's moved in and it's tracking to the north. The wind part of it is going due east, but the whole cell is really gaining some latitude here.
I'll put it in motion for you.
And the hope is that it gets far enough north, it gets in a little bit more stable air mass and does not continue to exhibit rotation and maintain its severe intensity all the way up through Escambia County, Florida. But we will track it for you here through the evening. And then, of course, we're still dealing with the main squall line that's going to come through a little later tonight.
Look at Futurecast one more time. Get you the timing of this cluster of storms ahead of it, and then the squall line as well. And then we'll kind of take a brief pause here maybe, and then we're going to be preparing for our 9 p.m. newscast as well. So here's 9 o'clock tonight. You see that big thunderstorm that is located right now over Mobile Bay. It is actually being seen in the forecast model there. You can see that right there. So understand that we're going to have some thunderstorms continuing on over the next hour or so in our area ahead of the main squall line. The main squall line doesn't enter Jackson, George, Greene counties until around 10, 11 o'clock. This line, as we've seen right now, could have severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings going on. Some of the severe thunderstorms could produce damaging winds, and embedded in that, we could see some spin-up tornadoes. We'll be watching that very, very closely. By 11 o'clock, this thing starts to push into Washington County, Mobile County. That is the main squall line that I'm talking about. That's that damaging wind squall line that I'm talking about. 11 o'clock, Washington County, Mobile County, Jackson County, Mississippi. By midnight, this forecast model has Clark County, Mobile County, Jackson County. By 1 a.m., this has Monroe County, places like Bay Minette along I-65, downtown Mobile, Grand Bay, all the way down to Codan, seeing some of that with the actual main squall line rolling through there. By 2 a.m., Baldwin County, along Interstate 65, folks in Atmore, all the way up to Evergreen. By 3 a.m., stuff gets a little scattered there at the bottom of the line you see, but the main squall line overall starting to impact Pensacola by around 3 a.m. All my folks in Pensacola, 3 a.m. Make sure you have your alerts on for that. Bruton, 3 a.m., kind of the main squall line rolling through here. Also just east of Evergreen in Conecuh County, that's when the main squall line rolls through. By 4 a.m., hopefully Mobile is done, our Mississippi counties are done, Washington County is done, Clark County is done. It is just Northwest Florida that we're dealing with. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Northwest Florida, Santa Rosa, Okaloosa counties, Crestview, Milton, Pace, all the way down to Navarre. You will be dealing with a squall line. That should exit the area hopefully around 5, 6 o'clock. By the time we get towards Sunday morning, later in the morning, it is a lovely, actually pretty decently sunny day. Later on in the evening. It should actually be a nice
Yeah, that's
picture.
what we're all waiting for right there, Nicholas, is to see some good weather, because this is day 2 of active weather across the Gulf Coast. Yesterday, we were in a level 1 marginal risk, and we saw some significant severe weather in our area. Tonight is a much higher risk, and we also have a tornado watch in effect. So we expect some rough weather as we go through the night. Right now, our only active warning is a severe thunderstorm warning for Baldwin County. We're going to take a break from our live stream right now and get ready for Fox 10 News at 9. We're going to have a full-blown newscast. Hopefully we don't have any active warnings then. We'll get you up to speed on what's happening and have more comprehensive coverage of what's going on air and on our live streams. And we'll have coverage through the night as this squall line approaches. And thanks for joining us here for our live stream. Looks like a severe thunderstorm continues to track east across Baldwin County.